Hi.
Well, as soon as I find my glasses, I can hop in. There they are. Okay. Breaker 19, this is Rubber Ducky.
Roger, Rubber Ducky. We need you 4x4.
Oh my god, this is awesome. Wow, I've got a passenger. Who knew? And how's everything coming through on your end? Does it sound all right? Too loud, too low? Some noises too loud, too low? Of course, all you have right now is my voice, so it's hard to tell.
It's hearing pretty well, but it seems to be repeating over and over again.
Oh, mute your YouTube feed. Fortunately, that's one of the drawbacks of having this kind of complex setup with the voice and everything else.
So is there anything on my end to do to make it better?
I don't think so. You have to be listening to the TeamSpeak feed exclusively and just using the YouTube feed just for the visual. You can't use the audio from the YouTube feed. Otherwise, you'll get that repeating echo, and it just gets worse and worse.
Okay, so what I just now did is cut out the volume on YouTube.
That should do it. Okay, well, we're going to do an abbreviated startup here. We're going to be flying to SeaTac, about a 20-minute flight. You ready?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Bats on. Get some internal lighting in here. Okay, we'll make sure our radios are off. Engine auto, ignition on. Both gens on. Parking brake set. Everything idle on the throttle quadrant. Turn on taxi lights. Beacon lights are on. Get some air in here because it's already kind of stuffy. There we go. And I do have air vents in here. All right, starting to.
Impressive.
%on 2. Rolling in the fuel. And throughout this entire flight, let me know if some sounds sound too harsh or too light or whatever, and we can work with that. Okay, 2 started. Let that stabilize. Okay, stabilized on 2, starting 1. Now what will be really cool is when I've got Pilot Edge or VATSIM ATC going on at the same time, which is possible. All I got to do is enable the plug-in and my push to talk, and we're all set. Okay, rolling in fuel for number 1. Okay, that's set. Avionics on.
Seattle Tacoma INTL information Sierra.
So you're not using
300
Pilot
Zulu
Edge right
weather.
now, correct?
No, not right now.
Conditions 2,800 view. Visibility 10.
Okay, we'll set flaps for
Temperature
takeoff,
21,
just so we don't forget.
2.11. Wind light and variable. Altimeter 30.
Listen for ATIS. Set my chronometer.
Departing runways 16 left, 16 center, 16 right. Advise on initial contact. You have Sierra.
Radio's on. And would it help if I listened to the correct ATIS? Let's go to Painfield ATIS. And it's past 10 o'clock, so there is no ATIS. Of course. Okay.
Snohomish County information
Well, there we are.
Sierra. 300
Well, I was going to say, is
weather.
it that accurate in the
Sky
SAM?
clear. Visibility 10.
It's iffy. I'm not quite sure. I haven't proven that yet.
2.12. Wind 360 at 5. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and
Altimeter
departing runways
3016.
34 left, 34 right. Advise on initial contact. You
I
have
think you're
Sierra.
missing a passenger.
Who's that?
Your cat, Cinder.
Oh, yeah, I've locked her out. She gets quite noisy sometimes and very pushy. So,
Snohomish County
she's been
information
relegated to the
Sierra.
cargo hold.
300 Zulu weather. Sky clear. Visibility 10.
I had to show the
Temperature
video of
17,
Cinder
2.12.
wanting to get in
Wind
your lap.
360 at 5. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runways 34 left, 34 right.
Okay, so we're landing and departing to the north. All right. Let's get some juice going in here. And we're rolling.
Snohomish County information Sierra. 300 Zulu weather. Sky clear.
So is
Visibility
this working
10.
out as well as you would like?
Temperature 17.
That depends on your feedback, I guess. One thing I'm concerned about is, of course, feedback and the video latency between audio and video. I'm not sure if that's going to throw people off or what.
Contact. You have Sierra.
Well, to be honest with you, from this side of it, I can barely tell the difference.
That is amazing. So that's encouraging.
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to this weekend trying to set up my camera and seeing if I can do anything with
Sky
my
clear.
SAM.
Visibility 10. Temperature 17.
Well, you've seen the diagram I sent out, right?
Wind 360 at
Yeah, I
5.
looked at that. That was
Altimeter
pretty cool.
3016. Arriving and departing.
That was a bit of a hair puller for me.
34 right. Advise on initial contact.
Well,
You have
obviously you
Sierra.
got a lot more synapses firing than I do.
All right. Winds are coming out of the north, so we're going to take off to the north. Read back instructions in effect. Oh, cheers. Cheers. My very first virtual passenger.
Wow. Do I get a free drink for this ride?
Sure.
Actually, Ray, this is really working out well.
That's good to hear. There's been some speculation that this could be a popular pastime with sim pilots. So we're going to prove this out.
Well, had thoughts about if you could do almost virtual flights together this way.
Yeah, and there's a plugin I think for X-Plane where a pilot, virtual pilot on the other end of the internet, can also fly this aircraft, but I haven't researched that yet. But that would be pretty cool as well.
That would be really weird.
It would be weird, but what would be even weirder is if my dual control system here would move according to the virtual pilot's input.
Now that would be definitely pushing the inside of the envelope.
Yes. All right, taxiway Golf, taxiing to the south to take off to the north on 34 right, which is the short runway here at Bainfield. So you're kind of seeing the environmentals here with the X-Plane. What do you think so far?
I was just thinking about that earlier, and I'm really actually impressed with it.
I started back with X-Plane in version 6, and I tried it for about a week and gave up on it for quite a while because it just wasn't there yet.
I will say that I'm kind of a outside visual snob. I always have wanted to try the most accurate VFR visuals I can get.
Right. All right, Golf 5, and here we are. We're going to stop here. We'll do our run-ups. Here we go. We're going to do engine number 1 first. Whoa, brakes on, come on. Parking brakes, that works better. All right, we'll run it up to 80% here on the left. Okay, then we'll do beta on 1. Here we go. Okay, beta on 1 works. Okay, 80% on number 2. And beta on number 2. Okay, that works as well. Okay, stall horn check. Okay, that works. Okay. Main tower, Delta Beach 1900, whatever else I can't think of right now. Holding on 16 left for a south departure. Okay, got our clearance. Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it? Okay, taxi lights off, landing lights on. Fuel full, props full forward. Flaps set for takeoff, parking brakes off. Here we go. Taking the active 3-4 right. My landing earlier, just before you piped in, my landing was horrible. I used every bit of runway. Of course, I use every bit of runway on the short runway. So we'll see how my takeoff goes here. All right, here we go. 40%, brakes on. Engine stable. All right, full forward, 100%. And brakes off. And we're rolling. Knots, V1, rotate, beautiful, auxiliary climb, gear up, over the hangars here we'll do our right turn to Seattle.
Okay, so I'm starting to see a little bit of lag now between the conversation and what I'm seeing on the screen.
Yeah, and you'll see up to like 15 seconds of lag between the two. And I think that's YouTube bound, and I'm sure there's a way to improve that, but I'm not quite sure how. I'm sure it involves some sort of like premium membership, because right now I'm just using a standard contract between YouTube and my feed. Okay, flaps in.
Now, do you mind my asking, do you have to pay for that feed, or?
For the standard feed, no. It's just you stream directly into their, I guess they call it a primary ingest server. But I think if you want to have more a near real-time feed, you have to pay a premium. But I'm just speculating. I'm not quite sure at this point. Okay, autopilot's on. Got my heading set. Oh boy, it's a little squirrely. I will be so glad to get my DFC 90 autopilot in here. This Bendix King autopilot is nice. It does the job, but it's just too wanky. All right, we're starting to settle down. There we are. 2,500 feet, leveled off. Current heading looks good. So, all right.
Impressive, Ray. That the visuals is incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm gonna have to have you over and get your. If I can get away with something like that.
This is running on 2 ultra short throw projectors. So I've got about a 110-degree field of view left to right. And I'm going to be rebuilding, or actually building version 2 of my wraparound screen this weekend, or next weekend. My wife's out of town for the next couple weeks, so I've got some downtime. I can get this stuff done.
Oh, when the wife's played, the husband's played.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, I got a good wife. She lets me. She encourages my hobby.
That's great, and mine does too. She'll give me, grief once in a while, like, are you done spending money, Ray? I'm like, well, for now, yeah.
You never stop spending money in this hobby.
No, you don't. I thought at one point I would, but there's no way. It's just so much fun, and there's so much to do, and so many projects to get involved with, and people to talk with like this, and going out to help other people like Bob. It's just an amazing hobby.
Yeah, it really is, and it pushes all of your. You can learn so many different techniques and stuff.
All right, getting dialed in here for SeaTac, a very crude method of navigation, but it works for me. Keep it below 250, Ray.
Are you going to be going to World Flight?
Yes, I am. How about you?
I would love to. It depends on a lot of things.
I'll bet. Yeah, it's for me every year it's a crapshoot, but so far so good. It's worked out every year. This will be my, I think, 4th year doing it.
While I've known Bob for so long, I'd like to eventually meet him.
He's a great guy. And, it's kind of funny. I've known Bob virtually since 1997, and I finally got to meet him at World Flight 4 years ago.
Isn't that crazy? I think I met Bob in the, oh my gosh, like 2001.
Oh boy. Wow.
And that is virtually as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So let me ask you a real quick technical question. You're using short throw projectors.
Right.
Projector to your screen. What is the distance?
Distance I think would be at this point 6 feet from the screen itself. So it's a 12-foot diameter screen, a 6-foot radius. So the projectors are kind of like right in the middle of that semicircle. And contrary to popular belief, that ratio, that distance, that calibration is very forgiving. As long as each projector is the same distance from the screen, you'll be fine. All right, let's get throttled back here. Down a little bit. Yeah, and I was concerned about that too. I thought, oh my God, you know, whoop, there goes my autopilot. Short throw projectors. I mean, the entire projector setup I thought would be incredibly complicated and incredibly precise. It's precise to a degree, but the precision comes when you actually calibrate and lay out your focal points on the screen. If you've got the projector distance set correctly and the angle set, even just approximating, you'll be fine.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out once I get my shell and everything built, my next stage is trying to figure out if I want to use the TVs or projection.
Right. I find I've flown both. I find that projection offers a little more realism because I don't know if you can see me now, but I'm kind of like bobbing and weaving because I can actually look out to the side, and there's that visual depth that you get with a projection system that you probably wouldn't get as much with a TV setup.
Right, and I'm seeing the visuals that you've got going now. They're very impressive.
Okay, here we go. Coming in. Let's slow this puppy down a lot. It's pretty hot. Okay, coming into 1-6 left. SeaTac. Okay, gear down is 180. We're at 185. Cut it kind of close here. All right, gear down. Get some flaps out there. Yep. Okay. Landing lights on. Yeah, I'm pretty tired today too. Today was end of quarter for the company, so I'm not really on top of the airplane.
So what do you do?
I'm a database engineer for Tableau software.
Oh, okay.
All right, look at that. Oh, it looks beautiful. Look at that. All of my Vasu lights are all red. Ignore the. Oh, look at that. United, what are you doing? Did you see that? There we go. Oh, that was awesome. Thanks, tower. That's what happens when you have auto traffic set up. Okay, 50 knots. There we go. Looks good. Let's see if we can make this taxiway easy. Perfect. Oh yeah, look at that. Flaps are in. Call ground. Yeah, we're clear. 1-6 left. I forgot the taxiway, so here we go. We'll go to my favorite gate. Charlie 2. My own little gate.
Now, did you set that up in XP to reserve just for your Beechcraft?
No, it's just there's never anyone parked there, and it's the middle of the airport. So we're just now passing on the left the north terminal, and then we'll pass I forget which is next. It's either Delta or Bravo terminal, and then once we get past that, see that flashing light just off to the left, the old tower airport beacon.
Yep.
Yep, that's where we will turn in, and that's Charlie 1 and 2 and 3. Back when SeaTac was a single terminal airport.
You know, whenever I used to be a field technician, I got to be out in the middle of the runways on 3, 4, 1, 6 center. And in all the cabling and everything. So we spent a lot of time out there.
Oh my God. All right, get her in here.
The funny thing is, my service manager knew I was into this stuff, and so he always would send me out there. But
Yeah.
it took me twice as long to get anything done.
I wonder 2. Oh, look at that. Hello, Charlie 2.
Now, with this X-Plane 10, have you done scenery upgrades, or is this straight X-Plane 10?
This scenery here, the SeaTac scenery, the Painfield scenery, and a bunch of other surrounding airports like Renton, Boeing King County, they're all part of a separate add-on package that you have to pay for, but I think it's worth it, especially obviously if you fly in the area. But there's so much other freeware scenery out there, and that's automatically downloaded when you download X-Plane. The scenery in X-Plane is getting so much better than it used to be. And that's why I gave up with version 6, because when I started flying X-Plane in version 6, and I flew around the Seattle area, downtown was just full of nuclear power plants. I'm like, that doesn't work. So even though the flight model was great, I just didn't enjoy the scenery, and it wasn't really realistic for me. So I continued on with MSX for quite a while, and only got back into X-Plane about a year and a half ago.
Huh, okay, well that's very interesting, because it's really starting to sell me on probably moving into X-Plane 10 and investigating it.
I think you will be pleasantly surprised.
My only question is trying to get it to all, like what Bob's going through.
Right, yeah, and I think that no matter what simulator you're going to choose, you're going to have growing pains.
Very true at that.
All right, let's get this baby shut down.
I'm going to get my simulator built again. The Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
Use XUICP and install the X-Plane 10 my daughter gave me for my birthday, and then, modify or build it up on that.
Right. And if you want me to come over and help, I'll be more than happy to. I think X-Plane is definitely worth the investment.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to have you over and check out what I got built, and I'd also like to see yours as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm free this weekend on Sunday and next weekend as well. So, I mean, entirely up to you if you want to come over or anytime during the summer or, whatever.
Yeah, the only day I got free this weekend will be Monday.
Yuck. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's 4th of July. Duh.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to shut down for the night, and hopefully we'll see you around.
No, it sounds great, Ray. Thanks a lot for doing this.
My pleasure, James. We'll take care.
All right, so you have a good evening.
You too.
All right, bye.